At the minute, we actually would have quite a junior workforce. So we have in the past taken in quite a few apprentices, and that's something that's, I guess, been important to sort of senior leadership at Instil to, I guess, invest in early talent. And we've seen real success with them. Our apprentices, I'm in awe of them most of the time. Some of them have, maybe are in their like first year of their apprenticeship, and I'm like, how do you know so much? Like,
what age are they going to be there first
some
year?
of them would be like 18 or 19.
Right, okay.
I'm just, I'm flabbergasted at times that they understand the things that they do. Generally what we find is, though, apprentices are immensely passionate about the industry. They're the people who've maybe been spending time on their own at the weekend, coding. They've maybe taught themselves how to code. So they are like a different kind of person, and that passion really shows in their work. We often find even, a lot of the time, and a lot of companies are hesitant to take on maybe apprentices or even placement students, because even in a consultancy sort of background, a lot of the time you don't make real money on them. It's seen as, an investment in their future. But we often find our apprentices are good enough that clients are begging for them.
Really?
Which is crazy. And I think it's fantastic.
So good.
They're that good. And I think that what comes down to that is the culture that Instil has sort of created. I joined Instil, like I mentioned before. I met Tara through Software and I had like 1 or 2 conversations with them. At the time, I hadn't even thought I was going to move jobs. And it wasn't for like another 18 months that I did leave. But I had a couple of conversations with Tara, and I thought, this guy's really passionate. And I know you met Tara, and he's so passionate about software, so passionate about the industry, and passionate about building things right and building the right thing, as we like to say. And I remember coming away from conversations I had with him thinking, if I ever need a job, I think that's a company that I'd love. And then still for a long time had a reputation of being, a difficult company to get a job with. And I remember at the time when I was considering moving, one of my reasons for moving was that I didn't feel overly challenged in the role. I felt that I had learned absolutely everything I could. I'd got lots out of it. I'd worked with some amazing people, but I just felt I'd reached, the end of the road, and I didn't want to be like the smartest person in the room. And I felt at times that I was, and I didn't like that. I wanted to be surrounded by people that were smarter than I was, because I thought that's the only way I learn, is if there are 10 people in the room who know a lot more than I do. And I, from listening and hearing what Instil were doing, I knew that was the case. So I applied to them and got through sort of all the interviews and got a job. And that was very clear. Like the first time when I joined them, I'm on my first day, it was all about, they set a very sort of high expectation for what they want people to achieve technically. But one thing that I think I really brought to the role, and we're really sort of embracing it Instil now, is that it's not just anymore about being technical. It's about being sort of well-rounded, and about having the ability to, have conversations with clients, speak in a non-technical way, to someone that has no clue what it is. They don't care that you're using AWS. They don't care, what language or programming language you're using. They just care, does the thing that they've asked you to build work? And that's something that I'm really passionate about in Instil at the minute, and that we're really trying to encourage people in. But one thing for me, and that really translates to our apprentices, is that, thirst for knowledge and thirst for learning. And everybody wants to be better. Everybody always wants to learn the new thing. They want to jump on the latest technologies, and they want to try them out. And we're given, I guess, the freedom and space to do that, which I think is wonderful.
Oh, that's good.